What is that? What just happened? There we go. I think I'm in the right thing. Yay, we did the thing. Okay, we're gonna see if the iPad's working right now because they're being really grumpy today. So we are gonna get started, and I'm gonna turn the music off because that's gonna really, really distract me. This should all be review. Like, this is not new stuff. Oh my gosh, where is that? Oh, love that. That's fun. Okay, we're just gonna crank the volume down this way because I can't find the browser. Love that. There we go. All better. It's like, you can bring the book. That's totally fine. You don't have to bring the book because I know they're beastie beasties. I do have a couple of extras in the back, so if you have something you need to look at in the book, I'll have them available. What's up?
If I got like a post-it note or something for my email, can I leave it in here?
No, but you can leave it at home. Okay? Because you don't want to do that, because what if it gets lost and then you have no idea where it is and you're responsible financially for it at the end of the year? Okay? So you want to keep track of it. But if you want to leave it at home on a bookshelf, that's fine. I have copies in here of them. I have 2 extras on the back there. I can grab a couple more if we wind up using them frequently. I can grab them and have a class set. Because I know that book is a beast. If you want to carry it around, more power to you. You do you. But this sucker's a beast. So I also have digital copies of at least the homework pages that I'll be able to post on Canvas, so you'll have them on your phone when you're walking around on stuff, or you can take pictures of pages from the back. I really don't care. Okay? If you want to carry it, great, more power to you. But please don't kill your back, because they're heavy and big. Okay? I still have back problems from high school. These books suck. All right. So all of these things on the screen you have seen before. You should remember most of them. They should be very, very much things you know. Equal to. It's equal signs. The about equal to, we may have not ever specified, unless you did physics, the squiggly equal sign. Not equal to, greater than, less than, absolute values. It's been a minute since we worked with those. Vertical bars. We are going to be looking at absolute values. It feels like a different way. It means the exact same thing, but it feels like a different way. And if you got to, I think it was question 10 on the homework, or the later one, where it was asking you to write the absolute value, but without the bars. It's relying on this definition here, where if your argument, the guy inside the bars, is bigger than 0, it's just the argument. If the argument is less than 0, you do the opposite of the argument. Which, if you think about it really, really close, it makes total sense. It's just not a way we've said it before. So if you write anything on this page, if you only want to write one thing, I recommend this box. Because that's the way we're going to be looking at the absolute value problem. We're going to do one. I promise we're going to do one. Anything you want to write from this other side, something that you're like, oh, I forgot that. Okay. Write it down. Write down whatever you want to. I am not going to ever do like notebook check. Make sure you wrote exactly what I wrote. Y'all write what y'all need to write. Okay? I will put things up here, and I will try and always write out every step of a problem. I try not to jump too much. If you jump, I'm fine with that. You never have to follow the exact same number of steps that I do. But the rest of this is just kind of a brief, real quick, been a couple of months since we mathed. Yes, mathing is a verb. Just a kind of quick refresh. Reboot our brain. Get us back in the groove. I know I have a tendency to talk fast and go fast. So if I'm ever talking too fast or going too fast, please tell me. If y'all couldn't tell from the day that y'all have known me, I am ADHD. I will take 0 offense if you tell me I'm talking too fast, okay? Just be like, yo, too fast. I can't understand you. It's okay. all right? I have lots of tricks that I've used that I've learned to slow myself down so I talk at a human speed instead of supersonic. But I do have a tendency to be fast. So, write down what you need to from this, and then we're going to start working like practice problems, just like the ones in the homework stuff. Okay, these keys are, oh, yep, I can go back. Absolutely, totally fine. Just like that, that is a perfect day. I can always go back, that's why I like this program. It lets me do that. I'm also recording, so I will post it when we're done. You'll get all of my lovely jibber jabber again. Because I even made sure the microphone was turned on, so you'll get to hear me talking. I still see a couple pens writing, and that's totally fine. Oh, if I put that there, I'm going to lose it. All right. I was like, and y'all don't have to write absolutely every word of this down, just the gist of what you need. Still need more time? Okay, I'm gonna move it. Okay. So this is just a real quick reminder. Positive times a positive gives you positive. Negative times a negative gives you positive. If you got one of each is when you get a negative number. So this is just like, I want to say it was like question 2. If x is less than 0 and y is greater than 0. So is x negative or is x positive? Negative. Whoa, that was skinny. Holy cow. I need a different pen. Negative. And is y negative or positive? Positive. So we have a negative times a positive. Is it negative or positive? Negative. Okay, so for this question, the answer is negative. This one, we have to do it in steps. X squared. So a negative number squared, is that positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So then we have a positive times a positive, which is positive. Okay? Then we have y, which was our positive, minus a negative. Positive. Yeah, because minus negative, that's a plus. So it's positive plus. So that's a lot like question number 2. So you're just looking at each individual piece, okay? It just like looks super overcomplicated in the textbook, but it's just zoom it in. Questions on these guys. Boop. All right, we're gonna do the inequality one. Coffee's over there. Aha. All right, so we're filling in the blank with less than or greater than or equal sign to make it true. -7 and -4. How do they relate? -7 is less than. I would rather owe somebody $4 than owe somebody $7. How about pi over 2 and 1.5? Yeah, it's going to be greater than. How did you figure that out? Yeah, 3.14 divided by 2, that is absolutely an option. If you don't have a calculator, the easier way to do this is to actually just get rid of that fraction. So multiply both sides times 2. That'll give you pi versus 3. Which one's bigger? Pi is. Okay? So when you got these fractiony ones, do not be afraid to multiply by your denominator and make it whole numbers. Because whole numbers are way easier to work with. How about the square root of 225 and 15? Equal to. equal to 15 squared is actually 225. So that would be one that we'd either want to square both sides and do 15 times 15 to get rid of that root, or simplify. You could birthday cake, been a minute since we did it that way. You could, with the radicals, you could find a perfect square inside. We would notice that everything's divisible by 5, everything's divisible by 3, and you could simplify it out that way. So whatever way you choose to do radicals, you can simplify it out that way. So this bottom two questions here kind of go into the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I question, where we're writing the inequality. How would you write that x is negative as an inequality? Boom. X is less than 0. Not less than or equal to, because 0 is not negative, technically. But it gives you, that's what it's meaning by writing it as an inequality. How would you write that D is between 4 and 2?
Greater than 2.
Yeah, so I always kind of set it up as D is between 2 and 4. We like to have them in number line order, so smaller ones on the left. And then you can go sandwich time. D is between 2 and 4. And I would use less than's, not less than equal to, because if you think about, like, 1 is not between 1 and 3, like that. It's not between, it just is. So when in doubt, put it in another sentence and test it a different way and see if it makes sense with your less than versus less than and equal to. Okay, so not super complicated, just writing out your little statement like that. Questions on these ones? So here's the absolute value, friends. We're going to simplify the absolute values first, and then we're going to do the funky absolute value thing. So simplify the absolute value of negative 3 minus 4. Yeah, because we simplify what's inside. We treat it like a parentheses, and we do the what's inside first. So negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. So we have the absolute value of negative 7, which is 7. Here it's, order of operations. We do the absolute value of 7, which is 7, plus the absolute value of negative 4, which is just 4. So then we have 7 plus 4 is 11. So you treat your absolute value bars like parentheses for order of operations. Okay, I think these ones, rewrite the absolute values, are probably the hardest ones in the homework. And what it is, oh, it's going to let me zoom. Okay, we're going to zoom it in so we can just look at them really close. We're going to look at one at a time at these. And what it starts with is, I'm going to look at my rule here. If x is less than 2, what's going to happen to this? So if x is less than 2, say if x is 1 or x is negative 7, is this chunk going to be positive or negative? Positive. Because 2 minus negative 8 is going to be a positive 10. 2 minus 1 is 1. They're all positive. So that means our without the absolute value rule is just that guy right there. 2 minus x. Because it doesn't matter. As long as x is less than negative 2, it's just 2 minus x. That's what the rule is. Then we're going to look at this one here. If A is smaller than B, if this is smaller than B, is our statement in here going to be positive or is it going to be negative? It's going to be negative because this is the smaller number. Small take away big is going to be negative. So our rule without the absolute value bars is the opposite of A minus B. That's kind of the weirdest part. How do we feel about that statement? Okay. Then math grammar, ew. So we're going to fix that. How can I fix that to make it not have a negative parentheses out front? Because gross. Distribute it. So we're going to have the opposite of A plus B, which is better. Not ideal, but better. Ideally, we'd like a positive number in front. Flip them. B plus the opposite of A, or B minus A. I would take either one of these. Ooh, that's chunky. I have to fix my pens because I'm not super fan. I would take either one of these. Both of those are fine. Technically, this is better math grammar, but mathematically, they're both correct. Okay? So those, I think these are the hardest ones in this homework. These are the hardest ones. Okay? Questions on these ones? Now go try the homework again. Okay? So these are the homework questions. If you didn't bring your book back with you, totally fine. There's a digital copy of these homework questions on the Canvas page. Okay, and you can use your phones for that. It's a PDF. You should be able to read it, or I can put it up on the screen. Or I've got 2 additional textbooks in the back over there that you can pick up. Okay? So work on these questions again. If you finish it today, you can turn it in today. If not, take it home and bring it back on Monday. It is due Monday. Okay?